Hi, I'm Becky Walsh. I am so sorry that I won't be able to come and join you at Bright Life in April. It's such a shame. But then I'm sure that everybody who's watching this, right now in this very moment, there is somewhere else that you would have been, someone else you would have been with, something else you would have been doing. And it's quite tough, isn't it, to have your choices just, just suddenly taken away from you. And I think that inner journey of that realization of that moment when we go, oh, so the thing that lights me up the most in life is having these choices to be able to do the things that I want to do. And we go out and we make busy and we do different things. But suddenly when your choices are taken away, you're left with one very distinct opportunity and a very distinct choice. And that's your inner journey. And if there's one thing that Bright Life is absolutely brilliant at, is it takes you to your highest and greatest potential. It might be just moving you a little bit closer to it, that highest potential. And if we think about our choices, most of our choices in life are to help us get to that highest potential. We don't want to, as Wayne Dyer would put it, die with our music still inside of us. So we want to be able to express ourselves and feel that we matter and we're doing something important in the world. So when we go and we study, it's usually because we think to ourselves, I want to find a way of finding my highest potential. Who am I at my very core, and how can I express that out in the world? It might be that we look for jobs that help us reach that highest potential. It might be that we have relationships that will create a family that will become its own highest potential. But we are biologically programmed in order to seek growth. And so quite often we try and seek growth in the outside world, in the choices that we make, in every single thing that we do. We are coming from a place of trying to find our greater self-esteem and an inner power where we can shine in the world and do what we need to do so that there isn't a moment of regret where we look back on our life and go, I missed my calling. So Bright Life is one of those places where seekers like you and me will go in order to find our greatest self, our highest potential, our inner power, our self-esteem, our purpose. So having your choices taken away may also make you feel like, how am I supposed to live my purpose when I can't be out in the world? I can't do things that I would be doing in the world. And maybe some of you are working in shops, and this is your highest potential because you are able, in a sense, the people who are going out to work, and there are so many different ways in which people are still working, but the way that people are working from home, going out to work, doing jobs, risking their own wellness in order to be able to save others. It's not the armies that do that anymore. It's ordinary people that are doing that right now. And that's incredible. So you have an opportunity and a choice, because there is still choice available to you, to take yourself on an inner journey, to be able to reach your highest potential, because your highest potential doesn't really come from all of the things that we do and make busy within the world. The highest potential is finding that inner power, that inner core of this will not beat me. There is something inside of me. Now I'm about to start singing a Labby Sifri song. Something inside so strong. Okay, I'll stop that right there. Just leave that there. But when you suddenly feel that there is something inside of you that says, something is emerging. Maybe that book you always wanted to write, maybe something is emerging and stirring inside of you. So what I want to do with you now is give you a way to tap into what I would call your heart-led intuition. So in my book, You Do Know, Learning to Act on Intuition Instantly. I've said that before, which is why I say it so fast. It's called You Do Know. It's by Becky Walsh. And it's been published by Hay House. And it's the teachings of the book that I was going to be bringing to Bright Life. You can also find some of those teachings for free on my website. So if you go onto beckywalsh.com, there's a free online course called the Listening Series, which is about how to use the different 4 levels of your intuition. So your mental intuition, your somatic intuition, that's your body, your emotional intuition, empathy, and also your spiritual intuition, your higher consciousness and your higher self. So what I would say to you is literally your heart-led intuition, because there's a brain in your heart, like there is a brain in your gut. It's an actual brain. It's got a vagus nerve. It's got neurons. It's got a consciousness. But because it doesn't formulate words, we tend to ignore it. But it formulates knowing. You can feel like you know something. And now, when maybe a bit more of your busyness is actually turned off, maybe now is actually really a really great time to really get into that heart-led intuition and kind of find an inner journey, rather than, we often think about intuition being as, what should I do? What will be the right choice? What's coming next? Let's all get predictive. But actually, there's a better question to be asking. What is my potential? What is my higher purpose? What is my answer in this situation? How am I of service? How do I matter? What am I bringing to the world? And so your heart-led intuition is like it's like a surge forward. It's a sense of excitement and giddiness. Whereas your gut-led intuition is like, I don't think so. I don't want that. No, go away. So, you might have like a gut instinct. Oh, I knew I shouldn't do that. Whereas a heart instinct might be, I don't know why. I just know. There's a great quote from Doctor Who, spiritual leader, Doctor Who. And it is, I don't know why, I only know who. And that's when the Doctor was talking about what companions he takes into the TARDIS, or she takes into the TARDIS. So in a sense, we have that as well. Like you might suddenly go, oh, I need to call such and such. And you get on the phone and they go, oh, it's really funny. I was just thinking about you. How integral is that level of intuition right now? Because when people say, oh, you need to reach out and ask for help. Yeah, do we though? Do we really? Because we don't want to be a pain, do we? So we don't pick up the phone. But you have the opportunity to get in touch with that heart-led intuition and follow that knowing so that you can be the person who phones the person right at the very moment when they were about to tip off the platform of hope and into the sea of despair. And you get to talk to them and stop them swimming around in that muddy water. So let's just do this together, shall we? It doesn't matter right or left hand. I know there's a load of stuff about that, but I don't think it really matters. Just literally put your hand on your heart and take an in-breath. Just ask the question, what is my highest potential in this moment? What is my highest potential in this moment? Now, many of you may already have lots of different intuitive skills. It might be that you see visions, like recalling a dream. So something kind of comes into your mind's eye. It might be that you get a feeling like somatic, like your body, you want to stand up, maybe do a little jig. It might be that it doesn't happen automatically. It might be that your brain is still full of a bit of busyness, that you will find out that you'll wake up tomorrow morning with a knowing. However it comes to you and however you want to do that really small exercise by yourself, putting your hand on your heart says, this is what I'm talking to. I'm talking to my heart. I want my heart-led consciousness, my awareness to be able to answer this question so that I'm not coming from my gut. Because in this moment in time, your gut-led intuition, if you are somebody who, what I would call, has a very active solar plexus, who frisks things for information and danger, it can be at a time when you're sensitive, that you're picking up all of this stuff coming from everybody else. You're wading through a soup of everybody else's feelings. Sometimes you just need to go, I'm safe, I'm fine, I don't need to wade through all of this stuff, I don't need to be reading everything going on, just need to connect with this. Just connect with my heart, just connect with who I am, and just listen. What is my highest purpose? Where is my inner power? Where am I of most value and use in the world right now? And it's not the big things. We always think it's the big things. We want to have a huge purpose. Sometimes it's the really small things. Sometimes it's the person who picks up the phone at that exact moment in time. Sometimes it's that book on the bookshelf that you meant to read, and then suddenly you feel called to read it, and it speaks to you completely differently from how it would have spoken to you if you'd read it before, or even you did read it before but didn't resonate with it. listen to what's going on, like become really intuitively aware, become more awake. You really have the opportunity to do that now. And I'm so sorry I can't be with you at Bright Life. Oh, I love being at Bright Life. It's so great. I feel personally gutted. However, I'm so grateful for the fact that one day we will all be back at Bright Life. And until then, we still have our spiritual journeys to be taking. And maybe when we get to the place that opens the door again to our highest potential and the things that we've got to learn, that would be a great place to be. I've dropped my rates, by the way, not completely because I can't afford to do that, but I've dropped my prices. So if you want to know more about my work, do head over to beckywalsh.com. Otherwise, I look forward to seeing you soon at Bright Life. You take care.